Greetings, Majestic Ones. I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and I'm back again with another Majestic Moment. In this week's episode, we will focus on another major character in the Extropy and Entropy story, the cunning, ruthless, fiercely ambitious Empress Chief, Queen of Aeons, Zillith. And like Malik and Gray, in order for you to get a feel for Zillith, you have to learn a little bit about the people and culture she comes from, the Aeonians. The Aeonians evolved from brutal cannibalistic origins that left little margin for error or vulnerability. For them, life was harsh, and you were either hunter or prey. This binary form of survivalist reasoning informs much of Aeonian philosophy and perspective. Naturally duplicitous, they will often feign weakness or vulnerability in order to lure potential prey into elaborate schemes of violence and destruction. These core traits help forge their species into a formidable cosmic political machine, influencing abstract council politics to the highest levels. Aeonian tribal constructs are in the form of feudalistic clans with an overall caste system that has 4 levels. Being from a lower caste family and clan meant that you could expect to be excluded from ever attaining any sort of political or economic power. Not to mention the crushing stigma placed upon you and your bloodline, opening you up for a lifetime of exploitation and abuse. Zillith, born to the lower caste of her society, had a childhood filled with tragedy and loss. Orphaned after her parents were murdered, she barely escaped death herself at the hands of first casters. A survivor by nature, she managed to grow and thrive not despite her hardships, but because of them. All the while, the rage of her mistreatment burned inside of her. In the course of time, the 4th caste grew in numbers and staged a revolt against their oppressors. Zillith became a prominent warrior who worked her way into field command despite being rejected originally. During what is referred to as the Rout of Chief Ober, Zillith propelled herself into legend status by killing the prominent war chief herself in a stunning military upset. This caught the attention of Aeonian cleric and political strategist Majestic. He saw her growing popularity amongst the masses as a means to an end and used his knowledge of Aeonian religious and spiritual teachings to bind Zillith to an ancient Aeonian prophecy that foretold of a lower caste warrior rising to become ruler, uniting the clans. This partnership proved to be very beneficial, and eventually Zillith rose to become the ruler of the Aeonian people. Zillith is a master strategist, hand-to-hand combatant, and spy. Extremely crafty and transactional, she will ally herself with an enemy if it's beneficial for her and discard them as soon as their contribution is no longer useful. And though she would easily outclass humans in terms of strength and durability, she doesn't technically have superpowers other than the natural speed and agility that is common amongst all Aeonians. But superpowers or not, the one thing you will learn from this saga is that the Queen of Aeons, Zillith, is no one to be trifled with or taken lightly, ever. Especially with Majestic at her side. But I think we'll talk about him in another episode. We want to thank all of our patrons for their support. We simply could not do this without you, and I will see you guys again on another episode of Majestic Moments.